Justin, the former president of Nigeria and the patient of Muhammadu Buhari, just passed away at the age of 82 years old at a clinic in London. This follows few days ago after the spokesperson of the president, or the former president known as Garba Shehu, came online to tell Nigerians about how they fabricated a lies of rats engulfing Aso Rock. This was fabricated as a result of Buhari's out of office time. Buhari was critically ill in the year 2017. Meanwhile, Mazi Nnamdi equally say that this man is already dead and buried in a shallow grave, and people hardly believe what this man said. People like Osibanjo, people like Obasanjo were saying that how can people believe all this merry fabrication online, that people will hardly believe you. Meanwhile, many Nigerians are equally aware that this man have died, and the followers of Mazi Nnamdi believe vividly that this man has passed away, because everything that Mazi Nnamdi is saying, he's saying it because they are all real and reality. Mazi Nnamdi was equally seen swearing that if this thing is not true, that they should prove that he is wrong and he will quit agitation of Biafra. Something that warranted this man to speak in this manner should tell you how truthful, should tell the iota of truth in what he is saying. Not just that alone, equally white men were equally spotted saying that Buhari has died. So why is Buhari still running as the president of the country? So many things I will allow you guys to watch. We equally saw a video where Aisha Buhari was equally participating in a burial of her late husband, Nana Buhari. This happened few years ago, not recently. So why are these videos popping all over the social media spaces? And majority of them have already been there for decades, for let's say 2022. It has been there for so many years now. So the question now is it necessary that these people now deem it necessary to come and announce to Nigeria that Buhari has passed away? Why are they announcing it now? It is just barely 2 days that Buhari was announced that he's in a critical ill in London, and now Garba Shehu is still coming and standing as a family member to tell that Buhari is dead. What's happened to Aisha? Where is Aisha? Why can't Aisha come out to announce to Nigeria that her husband has passed away? What happens to Buhari's children is a question. Martin Nnamdi, this man, you are too much. All your prophecies have come to pass. People that has failed to believe you have started believing you 100%, because you don't speak without fact. You speak with evidence, and whatever you have spoken, they have all come to reality. That is the kind of man you are. People don't appreciate what they have until they lose it. They don't know the type of prophet that God has brought to them, and they don't want to believe it. That is the type of country we find ourselves. Anyway, my lovers, so make una watch Martin Nnamdi full speech and exposition from the Westerners regarding Buhari's death. Not just that alone, including late Buhari's wife's, late Buhari's funeral, when they were burial ceremony, and how his wife honored him. Guys, watch this.
Buhari is dead and buried in a shallow grave in Saudi Arabia. Aisha Buhari was there. She came back from what they call the lesser Hajj. She was wearing black. She was mourning. If you look at the pictures that were circulated at that point in time, you will see the smug, or should I say, the forlorn faces of northern governors. A minute silence was held at the AU for a late Buhari. Even Her Britannic Majesty, Queen Elizabeth II, also penned a condolence message to the people of Nigeria before the cabal took over and asked her to rescind it, which she did. Buhari is dead, and I'm prepared to stake Biafra on it. If you, Dele Momodu, can go and prove to me, I'm not asking you to do anything too complex. If you can go and ask this man you call Buhari, whoever it is in Aso Rock, to come outside, don't do very much, address a panel of Nigerian youths, maybe 20 of them, and speak Buhari's mother tongue, which is Fulfude. I will give up Biafra, I will apologize to him, and I will submit myself to any authority on this earth to do with me as they please. There is no Buhari. Jibril was there. Jibril followed Abba Kyari to Cuba and ran away from there and never came back. The man you have now in Aso Rock is from Niger Republic. His name is Yusuf Abubakar Muhammad. That's his name. Yusuf Abubakar Muhammad. Even Shekau knows who he is personally and was mentioning his name as well. It is not Buhari. The old Buhari that you and I know, the country cannot be burning and he will restrict himself to only 12 minutes of edited broadcast. Impossible. Impossible. Anybody that knows Buhari, even if he's dying, he must speak because he fought in his own understanding to keep Nigeria one.
You hear the exposition from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Now watch the video of Westerners saying and proclaiming that this man known as Buhari is dead.
Buhari is dead. Buhari died in London in February 2017. That's right. He died in London in 2017. So why do you still put this charade out that Buhari's coming to London? Buhari's coming for medical treatment. The man died in 2017. Yes. And when that comes out, seriously, the UK will look the biggest fools on earth. The death certificate's there. It's all written. There's proof he died in London. He's buried in Saudi Arabia. And yet you keep that quiet as well. How can you keep quiet that a president of a country died 4 years ago and you're still portraying him coming here for hospital treatment? Is that not a farce? It's a total cover-up. A total corrupt cover-up by a totally...
No matter how hard you try to hide the truth here on earth, it must surely come to light one day. This video you are now seeing now is late Buhari's wife, Aisha Buhari. This is where she is giving her husband, her late husband, the respect, sending the man off. You see what is going on here? You see? But the politicians are high days away from Nigerians. The way she dressed, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu explained all these things to Nigerians, but no, we are very foolish. We don't want to understand because he is an Igbo man. Because it's an Igbo man doing the exposition. That is why people have refused to obey him. The same way he's telling Hausa that the Fulanis has taken over your land. They don't want to wake up. One day they will eventually wake up. Some of them have started realizing that what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was preaching is nothing but the truth. You see, Buhari died since 2017. The question we're expected to ask this Garba Shehu is that what obstructed them? What hindered them from explaining to Nigerians how Buhari died years back? Is it necessary to come now to tell Nigeria that Buhari has passed away? Probably, maybe the family have threatened to expose him or let's say to expose Nigerian government. That is why he now rushed to come and announce that Buhari died in a hospital, this and that. He was critically ill. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu used pictures to videos and Buhari's old voice, to explain to Nigerians, to put senses into Nigeria that this man is no longer there. That the person we are seeing representing us, that the president of the country is no longer the one that is on seat. But we failed to, listen to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We failed to obey him. We failed to believe him. And now people are now referring back to that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's video, pointing that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the Messiah. What happened those days? I mean, they use something, block our ears, so make you don't believe something. Shoot, make you not hear properly. Nigerians make you now wake up. You see, the way they rush carry Tinubu. I don't know if you guys have watched our videos that we posted yesterday, being I think 11th of July 2025. We talk about how Tinubu's obstructed the Fulanization agendas of the Fulanis in Nigeria. All their thought was the way Buhari passed away. They don't want to see Banjo to rule the country. That is why they instigated Jubilee from Sudan to continue from where Buhari stopped. Ask yourself a question. Why is it only Northerners that are complaining bitterly of Tinubu's administration? We know that things are hard, but why are they more frustrated than other Nigerians? Why are they more interested in terms of leadership in the country? Why are they more interested that their own person should be on top rather than any other tribe in the country? Ask yourself that question. They have a hidden agenda. Remember that the real outside, the real owners of the land are not the one that occupies political positions in the northern part of the country. Atiku is not a real Nigerian. El-Rufai is not a real Nigerian. Majority of northern politicians you see today are Fulanis. And their agendas are common. They want to Fulanize Nigeria. They want to conquer Nigeria. They want to get the Rugal law, which every part of the country have already refused, and they will keep refusing to that. You see? Their own intention is that Tinubu is old. That as far as he's a man that is shaking, that they should put him, that within a very small time that Tinubu will buy and Shetima will take over. Unfortunately to them, all their plan didn't work as they planned. Their thinking, their thought did not come to fulfillment. As time goes by, Tinubu is still bubbling. Still enjoying himself, doing like as if he's a young, vibrant guy. You want him to buy over now so that Shetima will take over. so that a Boko Haram sponsor will take over. You see what is going on? Anyway, if you have not been believing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, this is not the first or second thing that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have said which has come to reality. You better start now. If you have been that doubting Thomas saying that, oh, because he is an Igbo man, you know, all this tribal bigot, religious, you understand what I'm saying? Try, start from today, henceforth, to start believing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That man is a godsend to Nigeria, not just only Igbo alone. He's a godsend to Nigerians. He equally said that Nigeria will have no peace until they allow Biafrans to go. And guess what? There is no peace in Nigeria. It has been from one hell to the other. And he told you that Tinubu will be the last president of this country. He equally said that Tinubu is coming to pen, that Tinubu will bring pen into Nigerians. And guess what? Everybody they suffer hunger, hardship. Waiting Mazi Nnamdi Kanu talk, all of them don't come to pass. But we hardly believe in this man. You only say Peter Obi, you go nowhere. What happened? Peter Obi did not win, even though that he won the 2023 election. What happened? They see maneuver it, remove Peter Obi. Now he don't leave the Labour Party. Go join ADC coalition. As he join ADC coalition, the so-called Atiku identify no one step that say make he enter. Even his own brother known as Amechi still they talk say make they give that one time, say the only one time if he serve. You see, where the person that made the whole Nigeria, the more youth to start supporting this ADC coalition party is no other person but Peter Obi. You see, in the history of Nigeria, trace the history of Nigeria. Tell me, which Nigeria have been the president of the country? How many, trace the history of Nigeria. How many Igbo men have ruled this country called Nigeria? Trace. Since 1963 till now, tell me how many Igbo man has ruled this country as a president, standing, holding the staff of, holding that particular staff of leadership. How many of them? I don't think there is any in the history of Nigeria. Go and trace both military regime and in this democratic nature that we find ourselves into. They call it themselves civilian rule. Check. Forget about they keep telling you this and that. Who told you? Go and check the history properly. Check them well. Check our last video. You will see that man exposition. You will see where they told you that it's only an Igbo man that can fix this country. How can an Igbo man fix the country? Divide, let everybody go their separate ways. If I should be the president of this country called Nigeria, my first thing that I will put in the office is division. Oya Hausa, please check your boundary. Igbo, check your boundary. Yoruba, check your boundary. Let's trace our history etymologically. It's very vital. Let's learn to to know who we are. Do you understand? Then all these forcing people to become one, when one person commits a crime, they now use it to generalize against other people from the same tribe. It is really sad. We are such in a country where other countries laugh at us. Imagine Ghana laughing at people from Nigeria. Imagine people from Cameroon laughing at people from Nigeria. Imagine South Africa laughing at people from Nigeria because we have bad leaders. We have natural endowment. We have all it takes to make our country a great nation. But why is it not getting better every day? Things are getting worse on daily basis. Other countries keep laughing and calling us a useless country, that we are the worst countries ever. In fact, Nigeria should not be in existence. So many kinds of things that we are not human beings. Imagine Ghana insulting the hell out of Nigerians because of the kind of leaders we have, because of the greedy politicians we have. They don't even want to make things right for the citizens of the country. If Nigeria is better, tell me why a single Nigeria should be running out of the country to another man's country. Why? Why is it so? Since one Nigeria is no longer working, since trying to make things work as one Nigeria is no longer working, why can't what's obstructing us from going our separate ways to deal with our different problems differently, with the language that each of us can easily understand, than trying to force ourselves to to be in a country where there is no love for each other, where hatred is the order of the day, tribalism, nepotism, favoritism, all kinds of things. It has engulfed the mindset of the peoples of Nigeria. If it's not against the Igbos, it's against the Hausa. If not against the Hausa, it's against the Yorubas. No tribe is more better than the other tribe. We are all equal in the sight of God. We are all human beings. Since we can't cohabitate peacefully, we cannot stay in one country peacefully, it's better we split to save lives. Let us please look for a way to sort out this fulanization agendas of these other people coming from different countries to come and take over our lands. Let's sort it out in our own way, differently in our own different countries. We can have a central system of the government, no issue, like US is doing. America, Europe, they are doing the same thing. Britain, you are hearing today, America, you are hearing today, they are all doing the same thing. So why is it so hard in the country we call our own? Well, that Nigeria is very verbose. Nigeria is too big, it's too broad for us to have, even though that we have councillors starting from your community, your local government chairman, you have the one representing your clan, your community, your local government, your state. We still have what we call Senate that takes after the constituencies and all the rest of that. Yet things aren't getting better in the country. You understand that? So the high time we realize what is best working for us, the better for all of us. Yeah.